Heavy tardy. That's. Oh. Well, hey, there we go. Do we have sound?
We have sound now.
Classic, no sound.
Classic, no sound.
Classic.
You guys didn't hear, but we're a two-man crew tonight. Our boy Skillaw is feeling ill, so we're running things behind the camera. That's why we were muted for the first couple minutes.
We're off to a good start. We're off to a good start.
We're back. Like you guys missed, it's game week 4, day 1. Technically, it's a Tuesday, but it's still day 1. I'm Silky Mittens, joined by Designinator. We're going to get right into it. Pick band. We've made fools of ourselves already. We've got Vis Major. We've got ADP Gaming. What else can we say? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Hello? Can anyone hear us? Not sure if anyone can hear us.
Rip. Mike doesn't actually work.
Let us know if anyone can hear.
Oh, we're back. Okay, now we're back. So we thought we were muted, but actually we just unplugged the mic. So
wow.
Man, we're off to a good start today. Do we do the intro for the third time?
Yeah, let's do the intro for the third time. Okay. Wait.
Oh,
hello, everyone. It's week 4, day 1. Even though it's a Tuesday, still day 1. I'm Silky Mittens, joined by Designinator. We've got Vis Major Gaming, and we've got ADP Gaming. We made fools of ourselves like 3 times now on camera. You couldn't hear us.
Yeah, moral of the story, Skills is dead. Actually, just very sick. So we're running the show.
Yep, Skillaws is sick, so as you can see, I'm running the show. And so, yeah, please excuse me, but you know what? I'm trying out here.
All right, so
we
have Vis Major losing 1 band, being late. We also have Frank Pond subbing in once again in that support role. Devmaster not able to make it. And so let's kick it off. We got Ari Heckram and Lucian band right away. Heckram being taken away from 4-2, who is also returning back after a bit of MIA there.
A hiatus, yeah, a couple weeks there, not in action, but that's okay.
And then the Ari band going out towards Taeyong, and Lucian probably going towards Pulses. So the Lulu Braum band going out as well. The first rotation Silver pick, not a bad pick in this meta. And then Jin and Poppy taken in that second rotation.
Yeah, interesting pick here, taking Jin so early. I feel like that's just not something you'd usually do, but since they know they're already going to get into Sivir, they can pick whatever AD carry they want. They go for the Jin, even though I feel like Sivir kind of does well in the matchup because it's going to be hard for Jin to land that stun on the Sivir with the spell shield. So it's a little bit interesting, but a lot of burst damage from Jin kind of goes a long ways against the damage, extended fight power that Sivir has.
Well, I'm just going to be able to shove that wave into turret. I mean, you can farm pretty good with the dancing grenade if you kind of balance your autos, but I don't think Jin's the greatest at farming underneath turrets.
So they could rush that level 2, and then they have the Morgana locked in now, and the Sejuani as well, back in Flamefire's hands. The Morgana could go support, but it could also go mid here.
Yeah, gonna have to see the Galio hover here. I mean, Skillos would be smiling ear to ear if you saw this Galio.
The Galio pick, yeah.
I actually played Galio today. It did not go well.
You love that champion.
You know, I brought it. Yeah, I was against LeBlanc. I didn't know what to do. LeBlanc. I just did it.
I feel like that's like a good matchup for Galio.
Yeah, it was not level 1 to 3, but once you get some MR, but
yeah.
It's interesting. Very good pick, especially against these heavier AP team comps. So
yeah.
I mean, if you have a Morgana, Sejuani, do a lot of magic damage.
I feel like we're just getting trolled, though.
It's definitely not going to get locked in, but I'd love to see it.
You'd love to see it, and let's see how it would do. But Taeyong could be going back to the well here, going to Corki, and 4-2, if this is locked in. We have seen his Nunu before, and it's pretty spicy.
Yeah, very interesting. Trying to combo it with a Jin and a Corki. The attack speed doing nothing for Jin, and I guess a little bit for Corki. Corki's not really that AD carry you want to put that Blood Boil on, but
yeah.
I think it's more just to be a nuisance in that jungle.
Yeah, and definitely deny Flamefire that kind of map pressure if he's getting counter jungled. Nunu can move around the map pretty well. He can get some ganks off. He's got Blood Boil. He zips around.
Jay's on his feet. He's cruising. And
he's got the attack speed debuff on his Ice Blast and movement speed as well, obviously. So his ganks aren't like totally bad, but I mean, you know what? 4-2 just plays him like he plays any other champion, just total aggro, doing something.
But he gets so tanky so fast. Yeah. That's the scary thing. And that Absolute Zero is so good at zoning out. Yeah. You just put everyone behind you, and they have a pretty good comp. I mean, Corki Jin work really good together. If you hit a rocket, you can follow up with a snare off of any kind of damage. So that's very helpful. So then we do see the Nautilus locked in here. Ezreal being hovered, and it is locked in. So we will see the mid maybe the mid Ezreal here, as I doubt we'd see an AD carry Ezreal mid Sivir.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be the mid Ezreal, bottom lane Sivir and Morgana, and then top lane Nautilus. So a pretty beefy lineup here. You've got Nautilus and Sejuani right away. That's just a beefy front line for Lawler's Law I guess not on Ezreal. We've seen him a lot on Ezreal, but he's going to be on Sivir, and it's Eliana on Ezreal. So they're going to have a pretty beefy front line in front of them to be able to deal all this damage in team fights. So I'm liking that so far.
That's your go-to. You're like, this is my jam.
This is my jam.
This team comp is really
whatever keeps me safe as a marksman.
Okay. You know what? I can totally agree with that. I'm kind of confused here. Okay, there we go. Did you see the Echo pick up? I was like, what are they going to pick here? And they will lock in that Echo, so that's very interesting. Taeyong
going to be
pick that up.
Top lane Echo. Oh, yeah. Top lane. Yeah, top lane Echo and support Poppy. Okay. That's what I assume. Yeah, because we had that Poppy floating around.
I forgot about that. The old Poppy flex pick. So I don't think Poppy's necessarily as strong in that support role. They kind of nerfed some of her base stats, and that's really what made her strong. But still a very strong champion there.
Yeah, I don't really like this pick as well. I guess it was picked up early. First rotation, right? It was Jhin Poppy. And then the Morgana picked up. I feel like you just got to flex that to the top lane. Poppy does decently into Nautilus, does % health damage. So I'm not sure about this matchup. Like, the Black Shield on Morgana is going to deny a lot of what Poppy wants to do. If he wants to get the stun off, it's going to be pretty tough. As long as you're not by any walls, you're not really in any danger anyways. So Sivir can save her own spell shield for the Jhin. It just... I'm not really liking this lane. I think Lawlessslaw and Agilocity are going to have the upper hand right now in this matchup.
Yeah, that bot lane's so greasy. I don't really think it matters who you're against. It really negates a lot of the CC. And I do think that the Nunu pick is good into it because, I mean, if you're not going to be able to gank that bot lane, just do something that's going to pester Flamefire in his own jungle. They probably didn't know. I guess the Morgana was picked in second round, so it would have been a little more obvious that was possibly the bot lane, but just having that double spell shield, so hard to gank, and they can shove that lane so hard with the Tormented Soil and with the Ricochet. There will be opportunities for 4-2 to come down there, but like you said, there's going to be no follow-up with those double spell shields, so that's going to be very hard for them to gank. I don't really know how they're going to be able to win that bot lane.
Yeah, it's an interesting composition here coming from Vis Major. Nunu can pester the Sejuani, but Sejuani is a champion that's always useful. You know, it's not like a Lee Sin where you take away his early game, he can't, get those early levels, can't get early ganks off, then he's like useless. Sejuani, once he gets level 6, immediately useful in team fights. It doesn't matter how much he was denied. I guess if it slows down the level 6 power spike for Sejuani, that's good, but Sejuani isn't someone that relies on getting ahead early or snowballing the early game. She's always going to be useful. So I think the Nunu pick into the Sedge is like, how useful and how good is this Nunu pick going to actually be, and how much can 4-2 pressure the lanes? That's what I'm really looking for.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really see the synergy in the composition coming out from Vis Major. I'm very curious to see how they're going to play it out, because it's kind of like a lot of different aspects. Like, Echo's pretty good at, I wonder if he's going to go probably full tank or damage. Echo's pretty good. He has good base stats as well, so you can build him quite tanky, go forward. But I feel like Nautilus should have a pretty good time in that matchup. He does deal quite a bit of damage. Probably going against that Echo will do that Banner's easy rot build right off the start, give him lots of pushing pressure. But I just like the team fight coming out of ADP, and that's really where their strong suit is. And then you look at the other side, not really sure if there's as great team fighting coming out. There's a lot of ways to interrupt the Absolute Zero coming up from Nunu, so that zoning might not be as strong. Yeah,
I agree. It's just, it doesn't fit really. There's a lot of AoE damage, granted, in team fights, the Absolute Zero from the Nunu. Corki's going to be doing a lot of AoE magic damage, mixed damage as well, physical thrown in there. And then Panda, he's a really good player, so I can see him making some nice plays, some good parallel convergent stuns in team fights. I'm seeing a decent team fighting comp actually come out from Vis Major too. When I think about it, the curtain call, as long as Jin's far away, can be throwing those ultimates into a AoE slow from the Absolute Zero.
And I think that's the best thing is Curtain Call is so unique because you can use it as an engaged tool and not necessarily as a finishing touch kind of thing to get the kills. It's really good for setting up because of that slow. You have 4 shots. You have to land them for it to be used, but you have 4 attempts to get it, and then your team can follow up. It's pretty easy. You cancel it, you get a cooldown reduction onto it, team follows up. So they do have really good follow-up if he uses that as their initiation tool, because besides that, they're really going to look for the Echo and the Poppy to have to really get there and get a good catch or a stun.
Yeah, for sure. Excuse me. Underway.
But yeah, I guess we are loading in here. We have to just wait for the...
into the champion loading screen.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got it. Oh, Silky.
Silky's on the...
Silky the tech guy today. Pulling it out. So I guess on the blue side here, we do have ADP Gaming. So that will be Azog on Astro Nautilus in the top lane. We will have Flamefire XXX and the jungle playing Sejuani, Eliana playing that Ezreal mid lane. Lawless Law bringing out the Sivir at AD carry, and Egluosity playing that Morgana at support.
On the red side, it is going to be Vis Major Gaming. In the top lane, it is Panda playing Echo. In the jungle, 4-2 bringing out the Nunu. In the mid lane is going to be Taeyong playing Hot Rod Corki. In the bot lane, rounding it out, is Pulsis and your boy Frank Pond on the Ragdoll Poppy. That lane.
That Ragdoll Poppy.
That skin.
Man,
the moves.
I'm very curious how that bot lane. Like, I'm going to be paying a lot of attention down there. I know you think that. I agree with you that the Nunu to see how effective he can roam, but I feel like Pulsis and Frank Pond are not going to have a good time in that lane. I'm thinking it's going to be quite a struggle for him.
Yeah, I think so too. As long as Lawless Law and Egulosity play the lane correctly, they play safe, they are able to use their...
Main overlay. Throw it on there, Bob.
We did it!
There we go. We got this, dude. We got this. But they are going for the invade. The Binding Star will miss 4-2. He's just going to swag out of there. Man, I miss when you could hear Nunu bot laugh globally. Same with like Sad, Robot, and Mumu. You just like sit in your own jungle and you just spam laugh. Everyone can hear you. It's kind of like this ominous laugh. Like, where is he? Where is he?
Is it just me or is there no game audio? How do we get that rolling?
Oh goodness gracious! I do believe you got to hit the old.
Should I just go to the league?
Escape button there, Silky. And
you guys are along for the ride.
And pull that sound in. There you go.
Make some noise.
Come on, click on the client. You gotta click on the client.
Oh. There we go.
You got it figured out?
I'm doing stuff. I'm doing it. Is that good?
Yeah, I think we can hear it very slightly. You might need to turn the actual in-game volume up. I think you just turn the master volume up so you don't necessarily have the other volumes up. You know what, Silky? You're giving me your best shot, buddy. I give you props.
All right, what now? What do you want me to do?
All right. Hit this. All right. Well, as they start Krugs here, okay, hit the escape button. We got this.
On this?
Yeah.
I turn the master volume. It should turn everything up, right?
No, you silly goose.
I slide everything up.
So, well, I don't know if you want the. You don't really want the music.
I want sound effects for sure. Voice.
Look at him go.
Ambience. Pings. We got a little bit of music in here, and we're good.
All right, you're good. There we go.
Can you hear
that? We got the sound back. I think you pulled it off. All
right.
The radio, the trading going very well. That 4th shot coming through, huge. Actually going straight onto Egluosity, and that's the scary thing. You have to be very mindful of that crit coming out from Jin. It's you know what's coming. He starts spinning his gun. Get the snot out of there. You don't want to get bopped in the head by that. But, I mean, the level 2 is going to come through, and Azog and Panda going to trade quite equally here, both starting with that Corruption pot, so they're going to look for a lot of trades, and I think, honestly, it might go in the favor of Azog as long as he can get in close, pop those Riptides, and he's able to snare, and he does get him quite low here. Going to just back off, and you have to respect that early game Nautilus damage.
Yeah, we're already seeing this matchup, how it's going to play out. Nautilus has a lot of CC, a lot of damage early, and a lot of resistances as well. Also, the innate tankiness from the shield from the W. Panda's going to have a rough time in these early levels. It's going to be a little tough finding the early magic penetration as well to get the damage onto Azog. I think without 4-2's help, Panda's going to be in a rough spot in the top lane.
Yeah, but we do see 4-2 make his way down to those lanes quite often. Oh, we do see the snare come through, though, and 4-2 is coming around from the back, but they do secure first blood even without him, and Egluosity's in a lot of trouble. He does not have that black shield available. He will flash out. And that'll be first blood actually going to Pulsis, and very good play. They use the CC before the spell shields are available, using that level 2 power spike to their advantage.
Yeah, as I was saying before, as long as Lawless Law and Egulosity play the lane right, then they have a good time. But standing right beside one of the only walls in lane and not having your spell shield, black shield available, that's not the right way to play the lane. You gotta shove up, you gotta get that early level 2. I don't think they were shoving. I believe Egulosity started Dark Binding, didn't start Pool. I'm not sure if what Lawless Law took first level there as I was getting the sound all fixed up.
Did have Ricochet and Boomerang Blade.
Did? Okay. But no spell shield. So not pushing the lane up, not getting that early level, not shoving in. Jin really does, kind of lack in wave clear. It's really slow with the bouncing grenade. It's not fast wave clear, and farming under turret can be a hassle for Jin early. So I think that would have been the right way to go, and then ward up for those early 4-2 ganks. But unfortunately, they don't do any of that. Boom.
So it's
First blood.
And I think that's a very important, good start for them, because that's definitely the lane that we were kind of concerned, like, oh no, is this really going to be, this is the lane that we're going to watch. We don't think it's going to go in the favor of them. And they end up pulling it out. So very good advantage there for VM in that first, but we do see Flamefire. He is going to come through here. He gets stunned up by Frank Pond. His Pulse is going to try and confirm a kill for himself. The TP is going to come in from Panda. He's coming in, but it is canceled as the Nautilus actually CCs him down, and Frank Pond's in a bad spot. He does throw that Boomerang Blade wide, but they will secure that kill, and that's Lawless picking up the kill into Frank Pond, but Azog canceling that TP from Panda, and he is going to stay alive trading, so very well done there by Azog in the top lane. Still wins the trade, up a level, and now has the TP advantage.
Yeah, this is going to be very scary for Panda. He might actually be going down here. 4-2, though.
He's going to try and be that slippery guy here, as we do see 4-2 making his way in there. If he doesn't stay in the stun, he might be able to get out the last auto. He does get out the slow, goes through. Should be able to secure that as he does Blood Boil his teammate, and they're just going to run out of there. Taeyong trading quite well in the mid lane and got himself a nice, a little bit of a farming advantage, but I think that'll equalize out once this wave comes towards Eliana.
Panda actually flashing at the end of that one, too. Even after 4-2 was there, Panda flashed away. Maybe he just thought there was a flash dredge line coming his way from Azog. Tried to see that coming, but Flamefire.
He does use that Boss Bomb. I'm going to try, and he does have Valkyrie. Valkyrie's not available. He has to flash and heal. He does miss that knockup, though, and he's in a lot of trouble, but Taeyong doesn't have that flash available, and Eliana will easily secure that kill. So good bait there. Does miss the knockup. Could have been a little cleaner, but both summoners used by Taeyong. Tries to get himself a kill. Use that Valkyrie aggressive early, and Frank Pond coming in for the gank here in the mid lane. He will use that. Gets the stun in. You can Arcane Shift out of there. One more hit. Will get the flash auto, and that's Frank Pond being the real MVP going into that mid lane, securing that kill.
Eliana did not think that was coming. He had flash and barrier. Didn't use any of it. Another kill going over, or I guess the first kill going over to Frank Pond, but excellent roam there by our boy, not a boar. That's Sejuani. Yeah, our boy Frank Pond. I don't know if you ever met him, but neither have I.
The Frank Pond.
Frank Pond.
Oh, we do see Frank Pond coming back in there. He does get that slow. The spell shield is used, but he uses it too early as the snare goes through. The bouncing grenade is going to hit, but he's not going to go down. Very low, though. Great trade, burning that summoner once again. And I got to say, I think he's got to keep that spell shield for the snare, using it on the slow, but that snare's going to lock you up a lot more than that slow is. Cut your mobility to 0 instead of just reduced movement speed. So it has to be a lot more patient with that. Him and Velocity don't seem to be on the same page, in the same lane, while they're getting CC'd.
Yeah, and that impatience is going to cost him a flash here as 4-2 makes his way to the bot lane. We are asking ourselves, how big of an impact can 4-2 have in this game? Well, he's already found himself at level 6, and they might go for a little dive, but he showed himself. So that's some key information for the blue side.
Flamefire is actually making his way down there. Ooh. He's coming in for the flank. He doesn't sneak in as that is warded, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble as he's not level 6 yet. The rest of the team tries to collapse. They do get the stun and missed, binding there. A flash, absolute 0 will slow them as the curtain call comes out. That should be a kill for Pulses. Can they find a second one as they go for Lawless Law? That spell shield is used. Frank Pond quite tanky. Nice knock up. The snare goes through just a second, but the Ignite will go through as Azog's in a lot of trouble here. Is Panda going to try and lock him up? Doesn't have that ulti available, but will secure that kill. So 4 kills going out across the map for the side of Vis Major, and that's a nice little gold swing for you.
Yeah, very nice gold swing, and very well played by pretty much all members of Vis Major there. Misplay by not by Agulosity, a Flamefire getting caught out too far from Morgana, not able to get the black shield, and getting stunned up against the wall. Very nice by Frank Pond. Very well played by all of them. Pulses bringing out the curtain call. And it's curtains for Lawless Law and Agulosity in the bot lane. Just a couple of kills going over to his major. Not great. Especially on a champion like Jhin.
Yeah, you know what? That's not a good thing.
Not a good thing.
Probably not the best that could have happened. But it was really unfortunate. I think if Flamefire was level 6, might have been able to use that ulti to start something up here. But he is not. He is used aggressively, and Taeyong goes in. The flash and barrier forced out. He will turn around, use that true shot barrage, put damage down, but he almost goes down. Does he have Deathfire Touch on Corki?
He might have it. I wasn't able to get a gander at the Keystone Masters.
We were setting that up, but Azog in a little bit of trouble here. He will throw that dredge line to get himself out, and that blue buff might just be going out for Vis Major here. It's Frank Pond actually up there, and they have 4 members. Parallel Convergence going to be thrown out, not catching the stun, but will get the shield off of it, and that blue is more than definitely 4-2s as he consumes that up, and they're just going to keep stealing buffs. That's the thing about Nunu. He's just so dominant. You can really just walk into somebody's jungle, consume anything you want. Does more damage than Smite, I believe. go in, eat something, walk out. You're just so mobile. You can slow and speed yourself up. It's so hard to catch him when he makes those plays.
Yeah, he's going to be going fast. He's going to be zipping around the map, getting all sorts of objectives, now getting the Rift Herald for themselves. So that's going to be very nice. I believe he would take that onto himself unless he gave it to Frank Pond. I doubt it, but able to take that just duo with just Poppy and just Noonie. They're able to take that. But Azog might be in a little bit of trouble.
Frank Pond going in and actually blocking the dredge line, keeping him in there, and they should be able to secure this kill as he does not have flash available. That kill will go over to Panda, who's got a demanding lead here, up 27 CS, as well as 2 kills. Frank Pond, though, being an absolute monster, roaming from lane to lane, really doing a great job here.
Yeah, he's a traveling salesman trying to sell his team some kills here, and he's doing it.
You kids want some kills?
Hey, you kids want some kills, and they're taking it. They're eating that stuff up. They're taking all the kills.
They're eating what up?
They're taking all the kills they can get right now. An array of interesting items. I do want to mention Panda's build here. He's got the Dark Scale. He's got the Dorn's Ring. He's got the Corrupting Pot. He's got a lot of stuff. Megatron Croak. But
a great ulti coming through, and Flamefire. They're going to bait that out, but it looks like Panda's actually going to TP in. He's going to immediately just jump out of there. Egluosity goes onto him. He does get caught in the parallel convergence, and I do not believe the shackles will go through, but we do see the curtain call comes with the flashes used. Flamefire should try and block that. That crit goes through. A great arcane shift out of there, and they shouldn't be able to follow up as that Glacial Prison was used by Panda. Dives in, throws the Sidewinder, gets right back out. He is actually snared. Frank Pond follows up with a stun. In the rest of his team, he has a crit available when he comes down. He is going to flash. Pulse is going to flash in, use the bouncing grenade, and Deathfire Touch should pick that kill up. It does as the snowball goes through, and that's why Deathfire Touch is just so good, and he flashes the mastery after it. Well done by Pulse, as I was like, oh goodness, he flashed after he autoed, but just wanted that bouncing grenade, and Deathfire Touch doing a surprising amount of damage.
Yeah, that was a very interesting play. Maybe a little bit of luck. Did he mean to do that? Who knows?
Oh, of course. Of course. That's calculated. Yeah, he threw the mastery out. It had to have been calculated,
sure.
Right?
Yeah, that
right?
makes everything, makes it look like it was all calculated, but who knows? Not sure. 3-0-3 now on Jin now. Echo as well. We saw a very nice play from Panda going in there, then using that ultimate to come back to safety. Very nice play from him. And a lot of good plays from Vis Major here in this early game. I'm really impressed. They are making this competition work for themselves. Echo's going a tanky bruiser type build, doing still a lot of damage, like you said, lots of base damage on Echo. Frank Pond, though, I have to say, he's been my MVP for this early game.
Oh, he has been roaming all over the place. And Egg in a really bad spot. He will get stunned up, and that will be Frank Pond actually taking the kill. You know what? When you're making plays like that, you deserve a kill or two. You're going to be roaming around the map, but like you said, he's made a gank or gotten a kill in every lane during laning phase. It's not even like, oh, we ended laning phase, time to roam. He's been going out. He leaves, pulses by himself, trusts his AD carries, and just goes and makes plays. And really, that's got to be a contributing factor to the gold lead that Vis Major has compiled and really helped out all of the solo lanes. As Azog here, going to go in on Panda. They will keep trying to trade. He does have that ulti available if needed. And Eliana here, having some trouble with that Corki. Going with that tier build, going to delay the damage you have. Corki having the item advantage now. He actually grabbed a call early on coming up from that Ezreal. So, very interesting. Going to look to try and farm it out. Maybe wasn't too sure, but he's gonna need that extra gold as he is down 34 CS already. But Egluosity once again getting caught out. Used the black shield a little too late. Lawless there. The snare going out, just missing one. It's a blue buff on pulses. They may be able to go for the dive here as Frank Pond is quite healthy and a low health bars, low mana coming out from the bot lane of ADP. But it looks like they're just going to back off and respect that, but Flamefire's in a very bad spot. Taeyong blocking out that knockup, not giving him the advantage as well as 4-2. The Glacial Prison goes out. Taeyong in a lot of trouble. He will make it out as the Absolute Zero goes out. Can he get one more Ice Blast? He's just going to auto him down. Will get that kill for 4-2. And he saves Taeyong essentially. But I thought they were going to be able to turn that quite quickly, but not able to get that last auto onto Taeyong. And they will die. The curtain call comes out. The knockup synergy, not quite there. Another shot going through Egluosity, blocking for his AD carry, but the last shot sneaks through, and they go as 4-2 dives, and he's going to be forced to flash as the barrier is used, and Frank Pond going to go in and Egluosity. The snare coming through, that's going to be another kill secured for the bot lane of Vis Major. There's action going on everywhere, but only really benefiting Vis Major.
Yeah, such a crazy early game here. I guess we're getting into the mid game now. 4-13 are the kills, but we saw a good play there from 4-2, able to save Taeyong just barely. Taeyong lived with just a sliver of health, and really unfortunate Eliana not able to get that one. And then 4-2 actually went back to dive the Ezreal after that, forcing a couple summoners there. But in the bot lane, Pulsis and Frank Pond doing absolute work. A little bit of miscommunication there. The Poppy ult kind of saving him from the curtain call, a couple first bullets, but they got things figured out. Pulsis was able to snipe with that last hit, and then they were able to dive the remaining, I believe it was Agulosity that was left to die under her own turret. Very good play.
He's going to go in here. Him and Panda are going to step away from the parallel convergence. The stun and the shield not going to go through, but he's going to be in a lot of trouble as he's proccing that passive quite frequently. The depth charge is used as he does see Frank Pond coming in as Taeyong going to fight over this blue buff. 4-2 is there, and he is so tanky right now, having that Cinder Hulk on top of that Glacial Shroud and Kindle Gem and Flamefire in a very bad spot, getting caught out there. The shield going out for Panda. He might get locked up before he can ulti, but he will get that ulti off, keeping himself a little bit healthier. Pulse is not even there, but like you were saying, Pulse has been very good with that curtain call, very accurate with it, landing that crit shot. That's the one that matters. Do that 250% damage, has that IE. And that Deathfire touch, just in case they live with a little bit of health, it'll get you. It'll get you. But they do snare up Taeyong, and he will sneak away once again with so low health. They just can't finish the kill on him, and Eliana's in a lot of trouble as that crit goes through. Not going to quite pick that up. The snare missing just wide. It looks like 4-2 really wants that kill. Doesn't have flash available, so won't be able to go for Eliana, but puts pressure on, opening up this turret. The curtain call is used. Is he going to be able to land all the shots here?
Who knows?
We're seeing everybody's he's taking the turret here, but he will not secure that kill for himself.
Yeah, won't get the kill for himself, but you know what? Taking a lot of map pressure with the zone control that comes from just having a tanky Nunu there, using the curtain call, backing everyone off, able to get quite a bit of damage on that tier 2 in the mid lane. Pretty much all towers gone, all the outer towers at least. They're just knocking on the door now. It's pretty much Vis Major bringing that battering ram that is Frank Pond's Poppy and this Nunu, and they're just taking whatever they want right now.
When they do pop on the hunt, they really want this Frank Pond kill, but he will knock the 2 tanks back, but it will not be enough as Eliana picks up that kill. Still stacking that tier, really far behind in itemization as that Trinity Force is finally completed by that Corki. Really hitting that mid-game power spike real early, though, at that 16.5-minute mark. That's going to be super clutch for Corki. This is where the damage starts becoming absurd. You do so much split damage that AP is going to be huge. Well, I guess Panda's also doing a lot of damage. He has that Abyssal Scepter. Going to really help split the damage between both of them.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. A lot of mixed damage coming from this composition. That's like exactly what you just said. Jhin doing pretty much the only share of physical damage on the team, but that's definitely all that's really necessary right now. 4-4 on that Jhin. Look at the CS discrepancy all across the board to Xananator. We've got 89 to 134 CS just in the top lane, and you look down and it's pretty much mirrored in every single lane. 83 to 128 in the mid lane. That's huge.
Oh, Ezog getting caught out here as the rest of the team. They do land the snare. The depth charge goes out. The absolute zero used for zoning here. We do see the shot barrage. The stun going onto Lawless. Panda's going to pick up that kill. A lot of low health bars. He's going to go in for Flamefire, it looks like. Or turn his focus onto Eliana as 4-2 goes through a great snare there by Pulsis, and 4-2 will pick up that kill. And just another unfortunate team fight for ADP. They're just not, they're so far behind. It's just so hard for them to find these kills. Do have a lot of low health bars on the side of VM, but really picking up no kills for themselves, going to lose more and more objectives.
Yeah, just pretty much getting beaten in every single lane. Every single matchup went poorly, and Frank Pond
we'll get that Ignite, and he's just going to walk away. It was a swag Ignite. He knew he picked that
Cool
kill.
Guys don't watch Ignite kills.
Just walk away, you Ignite.
That's the same.
Throw the shades on, and you're like, I'm out of here. Thanks for the free kill. That's where you got to pop the mastery, though.
Yeah.
On your way up, pop it out.
Nah, Frank Pond is too classy for that kind of shenanigans.
He's a classy gentleman. He's playing Ragdoll Poppy, so there's no shenanigans going on.
No, none at all. That's a no-nonsense skin for sure.
He should basically have a Poppy-esque skin.
Poppy-esque. There you go. Poppy Esquire.
Yes, that's the skin that is more deserving for Frank Pond than this Ragdoll Poppy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, he is ragdolling these kids, though. I mean,
absolutely.
He's just tossing them around like they're just play toys. But like you said, those CS leads discrepancies really starting to show as an itemization. We see the static ship, i.e. boots, longsword, to the Essence Reaver boots. on the AD carries. Mid lane has that Trinity Force. Call not even finished up by the Eliana yet. Still has Sheen. Just components to a couple items. Top lane, Abyssal Sunfire completed 9 stacks on that Dark Seal. Can turn that into a Magi's. It's really the only item he's going to need for that AP if he can consistently not die and still participate in those team fights.
Yeah, on top of the Abyssal Scepter as well. Has a lot of damage. Echo, a champion that's really versatile. You've seen him in the jungle. You see him in top lane now more often than not, just because his damage is so insane when he's still able to build this pretty much full tank. I guess is kind of a bruiser build we can consider this until we see what items he picks up next, having the Sunfire Cape. And they're able to take the dragon just pretty much as they please. 18-5 are now the kills, just 20 minutes in this one. Things are not looking good to Xananator, and I'm not really sure where ADP can come back in this game. They're just going to have to look to Turtle and try to pick up singular kills where they can, but I'm not sure they're going to find
Absolute Zero using, but Glacial Prison coming through. Pulse is in a very bad spot, but he's going to get out of there as Taeyong comes in through the back. The TP's are used. The Death Charge goes out into the back line. As Egglosity gets stunned by Frank Pond. He'll pick up that kill. Taeyong's still quite healthy, and he's just shredding. The Curtain Call comes through. That'll be 1 kill for Pulses. He's going for the second one. He will secure it, a double kill, and the team just collapsed immediately after what looks like a very shaky start to that fight. Definitely turned around. That's just the itemization coming through. They're so far ahead. They do so much damage. So tanky in that jungle as 4-2 with that Nunu. It's just very hard for ADP to find the right fights. You really can't fight 5v5 at this point.
They're really slow taking this tower, though. A lot of the members having to use some stuff to get out of danger.
And yeah, that's
is this the Penna? Eliana?
It's so early that the death timers aren't really that long, so they have to be very careful. They could get chased out of their base here. Nice thing, actually, no, Home Guard should have just kicked in. Yeah, and we do see Azog going in here. He might be able to catch Panda, and that's a guy who does not want to die, lose those stacks on that Dark Seal. He actually didn't get a participation at all in those kills in that last team fight. He wasn't even there, so that was technically a 5v4. The Absolute Zero going out, but no one going to be caught in it. He goes for the Empire. The hook goes on to Frank Pond, and here we go. We have another team fight, but that looks like Azog going to go down. Immediately, they're staying in the parallel convergence as 4-2 goes through. The snare goes on to Flamefire. Taeyong is snared up as well. They will pick up the kill onto 4-2. Not before those ricochets go through. And Frank Pond coming in for the flying carry. He goes straight into Flamefire, but he's going to go down. They're going to keep chasing. They're so low. The True Shot barrage going through. Not quite picking up Panda. He is such a low health bar. And somehow in that team fight, they still go 2 for 2 with no health bars. And as they run by 4-2, popping that mastery from the grave. Taeyong sniping. He's going to pick up a blue buff. This is actually going to be very beneficial for him. He's going to be able to throw out more rockets here. He's just going to keep throwing out that damage. They do pop on the hunt. Taeyong going to try and run. The auto bouncing grenade goes through, and that's going to be more kills. Basically an ace coming out for Vis Major as Azog and Egglosity spawn just as those kills go through.
Well, Xananator, this is pretty much desperation from ADP Gaming. They've seen their lives flash before their eyes.
The flash hook there.
Dredgeline.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Spooky Ghost going out, just being too short. This game is getting a little out of hand, a little nutty.
Yeah. Clown Fiesta.
Clown.
Have we reached that? Some Benny Hill going on here in the background. This is quite the game. I'm a bit. My words taken out of my mouth every time there's a fight. I just need to like sit back for like 3 minutes, see what's going on. It looks like Vis Major just wants to push their advantage, and obviously that's the right thing to do here. ADP Gaming are pretty much rolling over in their, they're getting ready, they're getting in the graves, they're saying, okay, it's time to move on here. There's not much they can do in this game. Flamefire's going to get caught out here.
They will get that snare, and they're going to keep following through. He's going to try and get over. He's going to walk straight into a curtain call, though, but a great Glacial Prism will stop that curtain call as Panda in a bit of a tight spot, but he's pretty slippery. He should be able to go through. But Flank Pond going in on Eliana. They will catch out the mid laner as the binding goes on to 4-2. Going to slow him down a little bit as Azog trying to do what he can. The Death Charge going out, trying to slow down that team as Taeyong comes through the back. That's a double kill, though. Picked up 4 pulses. He has that crit ready. Is he going to flash? Use it. Flash not available, so he's not going to flash. He does get the snare. That's going to be a triple kill for Pulses, who's going absolutely off. 10-0-13 on this Jhin. Quite the performance he's got going on.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you take his favorite champ. Lawless Law taking Sivir right away. First pick, not giving Pulses that one. And 4-2 is just going to sit here and take a beating from Lawless Law.
Lawless Law is padding those damage stats, throwing out those autos.
The charts are going to be off the hook.
Get him at 124 per auto, and it looks like he's going to try and fight Taeyong here, but Eliana You got to be a little farther up to get those heals. As Frank Pond going to try and tank a bit. They will go for the end. Taeyong going down there. Lawless picking himself up 1 kill. Gonna get a little closer there, but bit of a rough game there for ADP. I think this is one where they may want to just forget this one happened and fresh light going into the next game.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Designator, I agree with you. A bit of a rough one here, but Blake, I just want you to talk about this game a little bit while I get things set up here for the
All right, you get that set up.
All right,
well,
thanks.
I feel like we talked about this a little bit. The team comps looking pretty good. Oh, I'll just move into the center. Can I be the center of the spotlight? There we go. Well, I mean, it's like we said, ADP going into this game had a very good team fighting composition. We were a little uncertain of how VM's team comp would really synergize together, and then all of a sudden we were just like, what happened? This bot lane just starts crushing. Pulsus and Frank Pond getting that early level 2 kill on Egluosity, and oh no, sorry, not Egluosity. It was onto the Saber. Neither of them having spell shield, so they use the CC, get the snare onto it, followed up by the stun. Then once again the bot lane, they try and set something up. S4-2 comes down. A level 5 Sejuani gets caught in the river. They try and fight that. It ends up turning into 3 free kills for the side of Vis Major. Top lane turning into a Clown Fiesta. And pretty much the game was just Frank Pond running around from lane to lane, getting those stuns, just really snowballing his team ahead, helping out every lane. Taeyong eventually getting that itemization, pushing his way through, farming extremely well in that Corki. Gotta give props to them, but this is one of those games where you gotta throw it in the dumpster for ADP. You gotta pretend it didn't happen. Gotta reset your mind. You can't tilt yourself in a best of 2. You go into the best of 2s thinking, all right, well, we just got dumpstered. It's time to let's just lose again. That ain't the mentality. You gotta go into this. You gotta think you're gonna win every game. So maybe a little bit better of a laning phase coming up from ADP. I think they should still stick to their team fighting comps. It's definitely what they're good for. Relook at that draft. Maybe try and pick up a few more picks. They did pretty well banning out. I thought some of the bans were pretty good, but that Nunu going to be so annoying. So I'm not sure if they're going to be able to deal with that, as he was just all over Flamefire's jungle. Definitely getting that experience advantage. Taking away the buffs, that's huge for the solo laners. Blue Ezreal definitely needs to stack that tier. And if you don't have a blue buff, it takes that much longer because you don't want to spam your abilities, waste all your mana just trying to build tier. That's mana you need to trade to get damage to farm safely. And it just didn't work out. They were just too dominant in that jungle. But we're going to take a short break, guys, as we get everything set up here. So we will be right back as Silky is screwing everything up. See you in a few.
We got it.